talk about how this could be beneficial for a guy like Eden to be able to take advantage of this.
Oh, absolutely. I think that this plays right into Eden's hands. It's because he can afford to be aggressive, and if he gets hot, gets a big lead. I mean, it's something that's just it's hard to turn it around. There's no side outs that are free. Uh, it really suits his game. I played some practice games with Eden yesterday,
Oh, good.
and he was tough. He beat me in a couple games, and it was really fun.
I know he always enjoys playing games with you just so he can get a good warm up and get loose.
Yeah, we have exact opposite playing styles, so we really like to practice each other and give each other a taste of the other guy's medicine.
For sure.
One of my favorite guys on the whole tour, Ed and Lica.
So an early 2-1 lead for Eden here.
Wow.
That's really impressive. I've been there.
Yeah, actually, Eden hit a really, really good shot, and Ben just is able to flick it over the high part of the net with a lot of topspin, bring it back on the court.
I guess that's the reason why he's the number one in the world.
It's one of many.
One of many. He's also a great commentator, by the way. He's a lot like you in the fact that he gives great insight to the players and to the strategies. But he's a funny guy too. Actually, it's pretty funny to listen to him. So
Yeah, I love Ben. He's a super personal guy. He's a lot of the knowledge I have from singles is from working with him and being friends with him for so long. So
I love it. Yeah, because he's actually from Maryland, in which you're from the Philly area, correct?
correct, yeah. So he's probably like 2 hours away from me,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
To be 2 hours from the number one player in the world and
Yeah.
get some singles knowledge
He-
from.
Even closer to Colin, his brother, which is another benefit.
That's another great benefit. Yeah, I forgot about that. Colin actually had a job down here teaching tennis and pickleball, and then took a job up there with close to
yeah, the Baltimore Country Club with
Baltimore.
Jarrett Chirico.
with Jared Chirico,
Yeah, our buddy Jarrett. Yeah.
who never travels. I don't think. Like I've never seen him travel outside of the state of.
All right, prime time. If you're listening, let's tell Scott Golden 2020 is the year for Chirico.
Is 2020 going to be the year?
That's what I hear.
I love to hear that. I would love to see Chirico on the pro circuit.
He's playing U.S. Open with Aspen Kern.
Oh, fantastic, man. That's awesome.
Anyway, so let's get into this match here and see how well these guys are doing.
Looks like so far it's 5-4 early lead here for Ben. It's gone back and forth.
Yeah, the one thing with rally scoring is even if you're not playing great, you can still get a side out, and it keeps you close. It really keeps you close. And you feel like what you normally be down like 7-2, it might be like
6-4
7.
or
Yeah,
6-3.
6-4. Yeah, and
Yeah.
You're 1 point away from basically tying it up. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Eden's not going to be too happy with that missed opportunity there.
No, Ben is deceiving, I think, when he plays because he looks. I always joke about this. Like he looks like he's not even trying, but that's obviously not the case. But that's actually a compliment to him because he's so smooth and he's so calculated with his movement that I think it makes it look like he's not having to put much effort into the game.
Yeah, I think especially in singles, his controlled body motion helps him with shot selection and simplifies the game for him so he can dedicate himself to his strategy and not veer from it.
I love it. And he's only 20 years old, and people sometimes use age as like a excuse for somebody acting a certain way or doing a certain thing. And he just seems like a well-rounded individual at 20 years old. Like
He's wise beyond his years.
yeah, I mean, smart. He's in college. He could easily play professional pickleball full time and not even worry about college, I'm sure. But he still chooses to go to school, and he's an engineer mindset. He wants to be in some type of high-end engineer. I don't know.
I think robotics engineering.
Robotics,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah, you would know probably more about it than I would, but
So Eden just took a timeout here. Going to try to settle Ben down and maybe make a comeback.
and I don't think that was about endurance or stamina or anything like that. I think it's just simply trying to break that momentum of Ben, give himself a second to kind of regroup.
Yeah, the game is still very young. So, I mean, Eden does like to burn his timeouts strategically, and he calls them at the right time. But this one, I'm not sure he's too tired yet. I think he's just trying to prolong the match, maybe, play in a little bit longer.
Absolutely. I mean, you're playing the number one player in the world coming out. This is the first game of this flight. So these guys are getting loose. I mean, obviously Eden's probably – I mean, I have to imagine as good as he is, he's probably a little nervous playing Ben John's first game in front of all these people. So this is a good chance, that timeout, to kind of drink some water, settle his mind, and come out right now and hopefully get a good game plan going into this next couple points here.
Yeah, I'd say playing Ben first round is not the best draw in the world,
Not ideal.
but it's a round robin, so he could, make anything happen.
Yeah, and he's not going to get around playing Ben because there's only so many people in these flights, and they're all going to play each other inevitably. So
one thing that's interesting about this matchup right now is Ben is really making it hard for Eden to attack his third balls. Like I'm used to seeing Eden be able to attack his thirds a lot more than he is, and that to me just means that Ben's returns are just positioned so perfectly. So maybe you'll get another chance to see that here. Watch Ben's return on this one. He's putting it in a great spot, making Eden's a big guy, so if you can make him bend down, it's really tough for him.
Absolutely. That's just too good. I mean, I think Eden recognized that ball.
And I think that ball was out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought okay. I apologize.
Ben does really like that return. The backhand slice into your forehand, it really makes it difficult because you have to swing your forehand back into the full court over the high part of the net. And with the depth that he gets and the spin he puts on the ball, it's very challenging to hit that ball back into play, let alone hit a good drop.
I think it's 10-8. So this is match point.
Game point.
Game point. Thank you.
Yeah, Ben's just happy to play this cat and mouse.
A little emotion right there out of that was in or out?
That was in. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Eden gave him the hand clap right away.
Okay, I see. That confused me because I thought he was saying it was out, but he was actually giving him
He was saying that's too good, buddy.
It was too good, buddy. Too good.
That's a great point. That's not the type of point that Eden wants to play, but he actually probably would have won that point against most players.
I agree. I think most players would not have played that as well as Ben, but all right, so we're gonna see. That was a 11-8 finish in game one, so not a bad performance by Eden in game one here, but you got a little inside joke going here. Is that?
No. That's just I'm just telling Ben he's doing a good job. Yeah. So being 11-8, that's a really close score, and I think that's one of those things we're talking about with rally scoring. That might have, to me, felt more like an 11-5 win.
I see what you mean.
So it kind of
without the rally score,
Eden a little bit closer than maybe I would have thought.
That's a great. I mean, that's just a great analysis of the rally scoring and how it plays into making the player that loses feel like it's still a good match, a good game.
Yeah, the score lines lie a little bit in rally scoring.
Yeah.
That didn't feel very close to me, and obviously it was.
So. Yeah, great point there. I can't help but imagine that having to play Ben the first time out is got to be a little intimidating for anybody.
In the first round, yeah. I mean, Eden does have experience. He played Ben at the Nationals last year, so
That's
he has
right.
a little bit of experience, and that was a very close match as well. So I think maybe we'll see a little bit more from Eden in this one.
Boy, that was good movement by Eden, and that's what Eden does best. Is he kind of waits until the last second to pull the trigger, and then he can manipulate the ball so well with the way he hits.
Eden is not the fastest guy in the world, but his anticipation and his efficiency of movement is one of the best in the world. I mean, you can see how he kind of hooked that forehand cross court, so it dipped, and he just kind of hit it. The ball was very low to the ground. So he's really good at moving efficiently, and his technique is borderline perfect.
Absolutely. Spot on technique.
Another with the opposite side. And I do believe, from my experience with Eden, that backhand pass is his go-to. He really likes the backhand. He can pull that cross-court dip, or he can pull it down the line.
Which is very hard as the opponent to read where he's going to go with that ball.
Correct. And if he gets the dip, it's hard to do anything with.
Boy, I think Ben anticipated that well. I actually thought, to be honest, when Ben pulled the ball back that way to Eden's backhand, I thought he was going to actually go down the line there. But some of this is just anticipating what you think that the other guy's going to do, because I actually think Eden believed that Ben was thinking he was going to go down the line, and so he went back cross court, but Ben anticipated too well.
So that ball would have been hard to go down the line with since it was going into his backhand at an angle, so he would have had to drastically change the direction.
Makes sense.
It's something that you don't really want to do too much, changing the direction over the high part of the net. You can change direction over the low part of the net, like a cross court shot.
I see.
If they go down the line, you go cross court. But if they're going harsh cross court with a lot of spin, I mean,
It's a tough shot to go down the
change
line.
the spin and the direction of that ball over the high part of the net with low margin into your opponent's forehand.
And do you think that's like Ben basically analyzed all that as well?
Absolutely.
He
yeah.
knew that,
Yeah,
so
he knew that.
so he's going back that direction
'Cause
anyway.
he knew the shot he hit before.
Okay. See, that's why I like having Frank Anthony Davis here in the booth, because Frank's able to break that strategy down, knowing like kind of what Ben's thinking there, and then also, I mean, Eden had to hit that shot back cross court. It sounds like because of the way Ben actually placed it.
It would have been an extremely low percentage to go down the line. So I think he played the right shot. It didn't drop enough.
It just didn't drop enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, Ben's one of the players that's the best at eating right through that slice, because Eden had a really aggressive, really nice slice there, and Ben
He just powers through
He
it.
knew that it would be tough to hit a drop on it, so he really just kind of pushed it. And when you get a hold of that slice, it's really tough to volley.
Absolutely.
Great volley from Eden there.
Yeah, and he kept them deep. I mean, Ben's having to hit those shots from 22 feet back from the net. So.
And not only deep, he went from high-low, so it was a really, really aggressive slice, so it's not going to bounce up. It's going to kind of bounce at you. I think Eden's backhand volley is one of the best backhand volleys in the sport.
That's awesome. But, boy, Ben's hands are so fast to the net right there.
You do not want to get into a net battle with Ben shots.
No, I mean, he just proved it right there. I mean, Eden wasn't ready for that exchange after the ball came back that last time.
Ben's happy to stay back and drop. I think you'll see Eden bring him forward.
Yeah, there you go, just like that.
That was a really good patience point from Eden, because he didn't pull the trigger early when he kind of had a few opportunities to, and he just waited for the unforced error.
Yeah, that's great. Great play by Eden there.
That's one of those in-between shots that we see where he's thinking, oh, I should hit this aggressively, but it should be a drop. And he
then it
kinda
just hangs up there.
Get the average, and then it's just, it shows again, it shows how good Ben's returns are right now.
That's a fantastic setup right there. He drove that first ball, pulled Eden off the court to the right, and then just came in and closed it out.
The thing that I like the most about that shot from Ben is that it was a medium pace ball, so it had time to drop. And when it's a medium pace ball like that, you don't get punished with the speed coming back to you.
Yeah, I think Eden's just seeing why Ben is the number one player in the world right now, because Ben's anticipating really well. And if Eden is playing well and is hitting his shots, he's as good as anybody out there.
Correct.
But if Ben's anticipating what Eden's able to do and is countering it really well, it's going to be tough for Eden to play his game and be effective with it.
Well, right now, Eden's just not able to assert himself. Ben's returns are too good, and when he gets up to the net, you might as well just give the point up, because it's yeah.
It's basically over.
Yeah, it's really tough to hang with him at the net.
Unless a gnat flies in his eye at the exact moment when he's going to hit the ball.
I mean, the thing is, when you're at net with Ben, you got to play that cat and mouse game that you see, him and Tyson and me and Colin and those guys play, and that's not Eden's game.
Right.
It would be silly for him to try that. He's not going to
Absolutely.
win points. He needs to be attacking, and Ben knows that. It's making it really hard for him to attack right now. So let's see if this timeout can kind of give Eden a little bit of regroup here, and he can make a little surge.
Yeah, and I mean, he's only down 7-6 in game 2, so it's a close game.
Yeah, he's hanging in there, and he's not making a lot of unforced errors. Ben's having to work hard for his points. That's always a good sign. So if he gets hot, you never know. He could take this game, and let's see if that timeout helps him.
Yeah, a couple shots going his way down the stretch here could force a game 3. So we'll see how this unfolds in front of us right here. But Ben is not going to be a guy who's just going to lay down. So Eden's going to have to earn every one of these points.
Oh, yeah, Ben probably has the least unforced errors of anybody out there.
Oh, man.
Uh,
I think Eden wants that one back because if he could go back, I bet he would probably put that ball away on that.
yeah,
That ball.
I think Ben got a little bit lucky. That backhand hung up, and Eden really just kind of framed it a little bit, and it kind of sat up like a duck.
Oh, too good.
That's a big swing in points.
Yeah, I mean, Ben's really playing well right now, and I mean, I don't think we're surprised by that. But is he ever?
I'm shocked, Scott.
There's only been one time that I saw. Actually, I don't know if I've ever seen Ben not play well. Have you ever seen him not play well at a tournament?
No. I seen him play when he was a baby, when he was like 16 or 17.
Yeah, does that
he was
count
still
though?
Really, he was still really good.
Was he really good
He
still?
still made like the last 6 of U.S. Open that year.
My
so-
gosh, that's incredible. At 16 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ben's return is incredibly deep. Ed tried to attack that one, but he couldn't get any pace on it.
And then even if you do, I mean, he's already up at the kitchen, so
Yeah.
he's gonna basically be able to have time.
Well, if Eden can get a good rip at it, he could probably pass just about anybody, but he's not able to get even a decent rip at it.
because
so
of what you were
there-
saying about the deep
deep
returns.
return.
It's
And
keeping him.
yeah. Well, there you go. Ben wins in straight sets. Good match from Eden. We'll see how he does in the rest of the round robin. I think if he can win a couple matches, he can get out of this round robin and qualify. But it's gonna be tough.
It is going to be tough. He's in one of the tougher pools, and